Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 23rd. We're going to jump right in here, Libra. We're going to use the 5-cent tarot. I'm laughing because I just keep calling this the 7th sphere tarot. There is a 7th sphere tarot, which is awesome, but this is the 5-cent tarot. I'm using the 7th sphere Lenormand. That's why I keep saying it. But Libra, enough chitter chatter. Let's get this show on the road and see what's going on for you. Pretty much every single sign has had something about abundance, seeing results from work that you've done in the past, all sorts of stuff. So I'm wondering, sometimes I look at this as payday from the universe, but it seems to be a collective energy where maybe everybody is kind of getting a little bit of a bonus from the universe. Seems to be very uplifting, which I think people need at this time, right? And, sorry, I almost choked on my own spit, but that was probably too much information, Libra. But let's see here, Libra, what is going on for you? You have this bearing fruit card here. Like I said, I feel like you're seeing abundance. I feel like you're seeing results as well. For you in particular, I kind of feel like that's a good way to put it, is like payday from the universe. I think, whether you believe in it or not, I think that, I've listened to, I listen to all sorts of random stuff, but I listen to people who have near-death experiences, and a lot of people have said that basically Earth is the hardest planet to come to. It's basically everybody who comes to Earth is a hero, because it's one of the hardest planets to be on. Apparently it's the most dense, and where you have to learn the hardest lessons and things like that as well. It's basically Earth. So I feel for a lot of you, that could be true. It's you've been going through a lot of lessons, and my point here is that I think that the universe sometimes is okay, here's a little bit of, here's some breadcrumbs, or here's a little bonus to keep you going. I kind of get that feeling here where maybe in the recent past, it's you were given some sort of reward, or you were given some sort of bonus from the universe, because it's I feel like the universe is trying to get you to move forward. So maybe you weren't making progress in your life, and I feel like now you're maybe making a little progress, because it's the universe is trying to motivate you forward here, Libra. Sorry about that, Libra, but what I would say here is, like I said, I feel like the universe is giving you a little bit of a boost. You have the 5 of Wands, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like there is a change in your fortunes with this card here. I would be careful of repeating any past mistakes, because you go to the Page of Pentacles, to the 7 of Swords here. Sorry about that again, Libra, but anyway, I feel like this is saying be careful repeating any past mistakes with the Wheel of Fortune, because, I feel good about the Wheel of Fortune in your reading, but, the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel spins both directions, and it's going up to the 7 of Swords here. So I do feel that some of you need to realize that you've gone through a significant healing in a situation. You have the snake spirit here, which says time to heal, but I kind of feel you have shed your skin, and it's one of those things where if if someone's coming back from the past, Libra, or maybe you're dating a person who is like a person from the past, I kind of feel like, if I'm being honest with you, I feel like this would be a mistake. So I just feel this reading is kind of saying, avoid a mistake, or avoid making a mistake that is going to be a mistake, right? It's I always tell people, I used to work at pet stores when I was younger, 16, and the only time I ever got bit by snakes was when they were shedding their skin. It's they were always pissed off when they're shedding their skin, and so I feel for some of you, it's just saying, don't go through that again. I feel this is almost this kind of first section here is saying there's a mistake you could avoid. The Fool, for example, the Fool in reverse can represent reckless energy. It can represent, when the Fool comes up in reverse, it can represent just leaping without preparation, just taking a leap of faith, or maybe ignoring warnings and things like that. So not a bad reading at all. I just feel like you need to avoid that. It's funny that you have the 5 of Wands as well, because the 5 of Wands says, typically there are 5 people on here. They're fighting with wands, but they're not fighting with swords. To me, the Five of Wands can represent learning how to fight. You know, it's like, it's not really a card of fighting so much as it is like a card of like learning how to fight, learning how to have a battle, and all those other things as well. So I feel like for some of you, this is saying you might be in a stage where you are learning how to fight. Or maybe you did in the past where you like had to go through something difficult with a person because it was going to strengthen you, but it's also the universe saying like, you know, don't relive this situation. The other thing I will say, you have this bearing fruit card of abundance. The Five of Wands is a card of abundance as well. You know, the Five of Wands can represent going through a battle to get your reward. So I feel for some of you, it's like you could be receiving rewards from a battle that you've been through, like, you know, a while ago. Next, you have the Snake Spirit. Again, this card says time to heal. Again, like I said, I feel like you have healed actually on this card, and I feel like it's like saying, like, don't do it again. So I would just be careful of anything from the past here with this energy. Again, you have the Ten of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. Sometimes I think with the Ten of Wands, like if you went through a breakup, for example, and someone's coming back, the Ten of Wands is like you're this close. Ten of Wands, the guy is almost at a village. He is almost getting ready to put down his burdens. He's almost ready to put down his heavy weight, you know, the heavy weight he's been carrying for a long time. But it's like the Ten of Wands can come up in reading and say that maybe you're thinking about going back to an ex because it's like you don't want to feel the pain any longer, even though you're like this close. So I feel like if that is your situation, I feel like you're like this close to kind of getting over something that has been very painful. You have the Ten of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles here. For the rest of you, I do feel like this is very hard work. I mean, every single one of these cards can represent hard work and putting in the work to be successful. The Two of Pentacles is a little bit of a balancing act. I'm pretty sure that in your end of the year reading that you had something very similar to this. You might have had this card here. I do get that feeling for you, Libra, where there could be like an opportunity that's coming in for you in the near future for work or business. And I do feel like it's something that you're going to have to like, you know, get moving on. I feel like it's something that you're going to have to take advantage of. And it is going to make you a little bit busy, very busy, I feel. But I would do it, is what I would say to you. I feel like your inner self is telling you to do it as well. I'm getting a bunch of things here, Libra, but it's like maybe you have a job and maybe someone offers you to like work for, maybe like you have a friend that's starting a business and they're like, hey, come work for me part-time. And it's like maybe you would have to do both. So it is like you are going to be very busy. It is a lot of work, I feel, intuitively. But I also intuitively feel that it's going to turn into, like the sacrifice will be worth it, basically. You know, you might be sacrificing a lot of time but it feels like a short period of time. Again, it might just be the end of the year that we're entering into, where it's like maybe you have to sacrifice some time through the end of the year, but it's like next year, whatever this is, it's kind of looking like a big opportunity to me, is what I would say to you. You even have the High Priestess here. High Priestess to me is a card of potential. She has no roof over her head on the High Priestess traditionally, on a traditional High Priestess card. And it kind of represents that, it just says that the sky is the limit. There is no limit with the High Priestess. There is no roof. You can go as high as you want, right? So I would take advantage of any opportunities that could come your way with the High Priestess. I also feel for others that this could be like a side gig, or maybe you're thinking about starting something on the side. I feel like it is going to require hard work, but if you do it, you will be very successful. Next, you have this Trust card here. I would be very careful of anyone coming in and telling you the truth. I feel like you need to trust yourself here with this energy. You have the Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the High Priestess. I feel like somebody has too many secrets here, Libra. Kind of like a warning, you know, is what I'm getting here. I would be very, very careful of anyone who you feel maybe betrayed you in the past. It's like, I'm trying to think of a good example here, Libra, that I could tell you what I'm feeling, but it's like one of those moments where it's like, I don't know if you've ever had someone say something to you and you're like, they're cheating on me, where it's like they don't come right out and say it, but they, you know, text you something like, you're too good for me, or, you know, something like that, and you're like, they're cheating. It's like, I feel like that first gut instinct is correct in a situation. I just get this story where it's like that happened to you in the past, Libra. From a person, but I feel like you still don't know the truth. It's like you still, you know, if you had a situation like that, I feel like you still don't know, like, weren't they cheating? It might not be cheating either, This could just be maybe somebody, it doesn't even have to be love. I feel like for some of you, it could be like a friend or a family member or someone you know. And maybe you're like, they're lying to me. Like, I feel like you had one of those moments in your life where you just like kind of felt it, like High Priestess, you kind of knew. And I feel like it caused some heartbreak or some sadness. And again, it doesn't matter if it's love or not. I feel like, if someone lies to you, that hurts, plain and simple. It doesn't matter how it happens. I feel like this person, I feel like you felt betrayed in the past. And I feel for some of you, I'd be very careful of someone coming back from the past who did that to you, basically. That's all I'm getting here. The only other thing I'm getting here is that if you are having an opportunity that comes your way in work or business, I would open up to allow other people to help you, because kind of getting like a little bit of a teamwork makes the dream work energy going on here in this last row. But let's clarify this here, Libra. And let's see what is going on for you at this time, Libra. Between the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands, we have the Fox here. I would definitely be very, very careful of tricky energy at this time. Fox, Snake, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, tricky energy, right? So I don't like delivering messages that are scary. Tarot isn't meant to scare you. Tarot is meant to be advice to help you. So I would just, the Fox is a card that represents tricky energy or tricky person. And again, this to me is saying you've already lived it. Ten of Wands. Like I said, you're almost at the end of dealing with a tricky situation. So I would keep going. I would keep moving forwards and not go backwards if I were you. Between the Fool and the Page of Pentacles, you have the Stork. The Stork is the Queen of Hearts. The Stork is a card of the mother, and it can represent birth. It's funny because I just said to somebody else, I don't remember who, but I was saying that pretty much everybody has been getting these cards at birth. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. But it's a really good card for starting something new. Really, your advice, it's kind of funny because I don't usually read like this, but I'm kind of seeing it as a circle right here, with the Page of Pentacles as your answer. The Page of Pentacles can represent a new beginning or manifesting. It is a card of manifestation, number one. It's a card of studiousness as well, learning something new. But I kind of feel like your advice is to move on to a new beginning here. And the Stork is a card of birth. Between the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles here, you have the Six of Diamonds. This is called the Clover. It's a card of great luck and good things coming in for you. I would definitely say there's like a lucky break or a lucky turnaround coming in for you here, Libra. I feel like your trick here is to make sure you don't repeat the past or make sure you don't go back to the past. I think that's the one thing that could hurt you at this time. Between the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Swords here, you have the Lily. This is just, a card that can represent offer. This is Queen of Spades, by the way. And so I do feel that for some of you, there could be, this is the King of Spades. And the Lily can represent clarity. It can represent the truth coming out. So I do feel like some of you could be seeing the truth or receiving some sort of truth here. It cracks me up that out of all the signs, you, Libra, you always get these messages of the truth coming out or something like that. Between the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, you have the Snake. You cannot make this stuff up. This is the Queen of Clubs. It is a card of seduction, and it can represent a liar, a cheater, a stealer. So I would be careful of anyone from the past here, Libra. Clearly the universe wants you to avoid this. This whole entire reading is about that. Again, I don't like to give negative readings. I wouldn't say it's a negative reading in the first place. I feel like it's more of a warning, just saying be careful of anything from the past. Between the Two of Pentacles and the High Priestess, you have the Tower. The Tower is actually a good card in the Lenormand. It is a card of guidance. It's not like the Tower in the Tarot. It's a card of guidance. It's a card of something that stands out to you as well. It's kind of like, imagine if you were walking somewhere and you didn't know where you were going. The Tower is like a tower. It stands up on your path so you can know what you're walking towards, if that makes sense. It's like you're on a path with the Tower. So a good card, and I feel for some of you, it's like there's a new beginning that has potential. I would focus on this energy here. Wheel of Fortune, the Clover, the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, the High Priestess. I feel like this is saying it would be a good week for you to follow and trust your intuition, and only your intuition, really. But I do feel like there is a turnaround coming in for you. Your top row outcome is the Anchor. Again, the Anchor is a kind of a good card, bad card to me. It can represent being stuck in one place. It can also represent pulling up your anchor and committing to something new. It doesn't have to be love, could be anything. But I do feel like for some of you, I would be careful of being stuck in this energy here. This could be like some sort of confession that comes out from a person. I would be careful. You have the Ship. You're moving on, is what I would say here, Libra. The Ship is the Ten of Spades. It represents going from one thing to another. I love when the Ship comes up with the Anchor. To me, it says you're moving forward. You are, putting your anchor down somewhere else. A ship has an anchor. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you're moving on from a certain energy. I do feel like this could be a truth that comes out here. So again, I would, be careful. And at the bottom row here, you have the Scythe. Yes, the Jack of Diamonds. You are cutting a liar, cheater, stealer situation out of your life, plain and simple. This is a very simple reading. No reason to complicate it. I feel, for some of you, a truth that you've always known is coming out about a person, and it could be in love, doesn't have to be. And I feel like you could be moving on from this person here. Kind of a good reading as well, in the sense that I do feel like it's a warning. Like, I feel like it's saying, be careful of allowing this person back into your life, any liar, cheater, stealer. But at the same time, I think it's a good reading because you're moving on finally. Ten of Wands, Anchor, Tower. It's like you're finally moving past it. The Scythe is a card of cutting something out. It's like you're finally moving on. And I feel like you're trusting your intuition and investing in something new in your life, in new relationships, new businesses, new things. Pretty good reading, actually. Maybe doesn't feel great, but I feel like it's good in the sense that you're growing. So that's what I have for you. So thank you for being here, Libra. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.